Hey, Guiding Bolt fans! Have you ever found yourself in need of a photo but weren't sure where to find inexpensive options or didn't understand if you could use that photo for your own purposes? Well, today I've got a quick little video to help you out with this. But before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Tim who inspired today's video. So, ready to take a look at some great online photo resources? Excellent. Me too. But before we do, I think it's important to first talk about photo permission. One way image permissions are governed is by what's known as Creative Commons licenses. In a nutshell, Creative Commons licenses are a universal system used by photographers and creators to assign specific rights and restrictions to their work and ultimately to those who download and use their image files. While there are a number of different Creative Commons licenses, the one I want to focus on today is the Creative Commons license CC0. If an image has a CC0 license, this means you're allowed to download the image file, publish, revise, copy, alter, share, and use the image as is or as you've altered it in both personal and commercial contexts. Essentially, the CC0 license is the least restrictive option. This means that the image is free to acquire and it can be used without acquiring permissions from the image's creator or attributing the work to the image creator, although attribution is appreciated. With that out of the way, let's take a look at a few of my favorite websites for Creative Commons Zero images. Plus, I'll throw in two great resources for editing and creating with photos at the end. And if you want to check out any of these sites yourself, the URLs will be down below in the description box. Up first, we have Pixabay. This is probably the site I use the most because it has a large library of images. For example, let's explore puppies. And of course, I'll give us a moment to scroll here because puppies. So as we can see, if we scroll all the way down to the bottom of this page, there are more than 8,000 images tagged for the puppies keyword. Scrolling back to the top, we can see one of the reasons why I really like using this site. Look at all the filter options you can use to help narrow down your search. We have things like orientation, we have category, or even size for your photo. And maybe you want to find a puppy that's playing in the grass. You can even filter the photos by the color green if you wanted. Maybe instead of a photo, you need an illustration, which is a drawn or cartoon-like image. Or perhaps you want a vector, which is an image that is computer drawn and can be infinitely scaled in size because it's built using vectors instead of pixels like a photograph is. There are even video clips if you're looking for something that needs motion in it as well. One thing I do want to point out for you to be aware of is that sites like this tend to have content that's sponsored in them. So some of them throw paid options at the top or bottom of the page. So when selecting an image or video, be sure you're picking from the free non-sponsored sections rather than the paid sections, which in this page would be the top row sponsored. And then down here you can see these are the free videos. Another resource I've used in the past is Pexels. We'll just go ahead and search for more puppies. Now this site is different from Pixabay in that the page will just keep loading photos as opposed to Pixabay's X photos per page. But if we scroll back to the top, you'll notice that this site also offers some of the filters and has both photo and video options. You will find that the various sites can contain some of the same photos, but I haven't found a search yet where any two libraries were exactly the same for me. A third option for CC0 photos is Unsplash. While this library tends to be smaller than the first two mentioned sites, it does have a ton of great photos too, plus the options to add search filters to help refine your results. The final free photo website I want to share is Gratissography. I personally haven't used this site much, but it can be a great option when you're looking for something a little bit more unique. Let's go ahead and take a look at our puppies again. So right away, we can see that we're not getting the standard cute puppy, but instead we're getting photos of dogs lifting weights, dogs in bunny costumes, and dogs even taking rides on a skateboard. So if you want more free photo website resources, just hit up Google and search CC0 images. And remember, when browsing a site, be sure to check out their FAQ or Terms of Service page to better understand the licenses covering the site's images. Now, as promised, here are two sites to help you get more out of all the fantastic photos you find. The first website is Pixlr, and this is a free photo editing platform. Now, I personally use Photoshop, but this site is a neat free alternative. I won't give a tutorial today, but you have lots of options for editing your photos. For example, maybe we want to heal what we would consider a blemish in the photo. So maybe we don't want that leaf. Let's adjust our brush here. Boom, gone. Or you can even cut out parts of the photo and make them transparent. So let's grab the lasso tool here. We'll just do a quick outline. Obviously, this is not clean at all. So we'll circle around her and it cut out that piece, but I could, switch the settings up here so it would leave her and cut out the leaves, or alternatively, I could have just traced the leaves and got rid of that piece. But feel free to check the site out and play around with the tools. Now, the second website is one I've used many times, and that's Canva. This website is great for quickly editing visual graphics, whether you want to add text and a logo to an image for a YouTube video thumbnail, or even creating a detailed infographic. And don't worry if you don't have a creative bone in your body. I have no graphic design experience, but Canva has lots of great templates you can use as jumping off points to create beautiful pieces yourself. So that does it for today's video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask down below in the comments. Also, if you have additional free resources related to images, please share those with us too. As always, I hope you found our video helpful, and we hope to see you back here next week. You never know what we might be helping you out with then. Until next time, happy creating, everybody.